Hello friends, I'm here to share my chapters insert using Ali Edwards Story by the Month kits so far and a few other little pieces. I just started this last week. The book measures, each page is about 7.5 by 9. And I'm using the Story by the Month kits in digital format so far because this is my first time using them. So I left the front page blank, not sure what I'm going to put there yet. I started out with January doing big pictures, and then Jamie Pate came up with a sort of grid system for the smaller side photos, and I made an action in Photoshop where you just take a picture off your camera roll and quickly resize it. And here's another layout with the same way, just testing it out to make sure I liked it and how it worked. And I love the big photos. They're nice to have. And here I used the Habit Story Kit. I had done Story Kit Crush with Toshi and Crystal, and I had some chipboard left over, so I did our habits every day of the week in January. So that turned out kind of fun. And I just made these in Photoshop with Ali's thick days of the week, I think they're called, digital kit. So it's kind of fun to look back on. And then I did our shows we were watching in January, and this time I'm using a square grid, which I really like. I think I like the square even more than the rectangle, but depending on what story you're telling, it's nice to have both options. This one I just printed, it's not glued on, and I go back and forth between cutting and sticking pictures on and just sticking the whole sheet on. And then I made a flip flap, just cut one of the pages down. This one is 3.5, and then I made a smaller digital inset with some journaling and used the Avery index tabs. And this is from the January Stories by the Month kit, some more journaling. And then I used a piece of word art from the Watch Story kit, and then just some die cut snowflakes from the Heidi Swapp paper pad that has glitter paper in it. And this is an old stamp here from Ali Edwards that I had in my stash. So yeah, really loving the big pictures and then telling different stories. I like how the flap breaks up, that this is going to be a different story. And then February. So again, I used the square. There's a combination of printed and then cut papers on top. I like to print my printables on one paper. I use the Canon matte paper, and then I use just photo paper for the photos. So lots of combinations of everything. This is right on the photo in Photoshop, and then the heart is from Freckled Fawn. So I seem to be having lots of, as I go through, I have photos of our particular landscape out my back deck every month, so I seem to be doing that. And here I told a little story about what matters most right now in a grid, just trying different things out, and some wood veneer hearts. And then this snowman is from Snow and Cocoa, the digital kit crepe paper. Super cute. And this is from the February Stories by the Month kit. Every month, or every year, Ali uses the same colors for the story kits, so that's really cool. You can buy 2019 or 2020 and they still all go together, so it's cool. And then this was a free word art Ali had, so I put that on there with some journaling. And a big photo with, again, more word art from the Stories by the Month kit. And then I supersized this and Made a chipboard out of it. More February. This is about a class I was going to teach, so I just did a little page about that. I love the neutrals and all the word art. This is a chipboard on here, and so I kept it pretty flat, trying to keep the book not too thick. And here's a little, I did 4 stories with Love This. That's a word art in the kit. And then a big photo. And then we go on to March. And I love the colors in the March kit. Lots of fun, springy, although in Alberta that's never spring in March. We always are still in full-on winter. Took part of Stamp Week, which was fun. Just lots of little random stories. And then I was thinking about how to get into COVID and all that stuff. So here's some more snowflakes. And this was the first time I had ever done Day in the Life, so I'll be doing a Day in the Life album, but I thought it would be fun to put it in here as well. So I just put a few pictures from that day in here. And this is stamp circles, days of the week from Day in the Life kit from Allie. And this is from a different kit, but this is from the March Stories by the Month kit. So it's really fun doing the big pictures. And again in March I love the Clean Everything word art, so I used that on a big photo. And I did another flip. This one's wider. It is 5. I wanted everything not to be like thick, so I made a few of the inserts wider so it would lay nicer when the book was closed. I made a chipboard out of this digital sticker, printed it out, and then added 2 layers of thick cardstock, an old stamp set. And then the start of COVID, little story here, the big photo. And that's it for March. I think I have one more March spread, and I'm still deciding whether I will put April in here or whether I will do 3 months in an insert. You can see here's how it's looking right now. It's not too thick. Spine's still in pretty good shape. I'm leaning towards putting April in here. So I still have about 4.5 spreads, and I have been doing about 4 spreads a month. I'm trying not to make it a rule or anything, just how many stories I have to tell, and I like incorporating the story kits in too when I can. So yeah, it's lots of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know.